Chris,
Yeah,
why is there a Batman action figure on the table?
because Batman's like Dracula.
How?
You know, dresses in black and he hunts people at night and he has a cape.
He's not a vampire!
He's a vampire for justice.
Oh my god. That's what I get for not bringing a Dracula figure.
Yeah, I guess so.
Chris, the camera's rolling.
Oh, welcome back to the Out of Touch podcast. I'm Chris. That's Bill. And today we watched Renfield, directed by Chris McKay, with Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage.
And, what's her name? Aquafina.
And Aquafina. So, Bill, what did you think of
And that
Renfield?
very distracting voice actor, whose name I don't know.
I'm a criminal. My whole organization is about evil.
But I've heard him in so many cartoons.
Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, that guy.
John Ralphio. Sonic the Hedgehog. Huey.
Dewey.
Dewey, that's right. He's Dewey.
Yeah.
And
No offense to him, because I've heard him in so many cartoons. It's very distracting at first. I'm like, that's not a man, that's a cartoon talking.
why is Sonic cursing? And why does he have all these tattoos? What happened to you, Sonic?
Uncle Scrooge, your nephew's being bad.
Dewey. But anyway, yeah, Renfield. It is a movie about Renfield, who is Dracula's familiar, and
Often, not always.
often, yeah. And it's really good and way more violent than I originally thought it was actually going to be.
That's what happens when you don't watch the Red Band trailer, Chris.
It's not my fault that YouTube won't let me watch the Red Band trailer on my TV.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. If I'm trying to watch YouTube on my Fire Stick and I click on something, it's like, this is not appropriate content. And then I'm like, but I'm an adult. And it's like, you can't watch this. And I'm like, but I'm an adult.
Maybe though YouTube knows you better than you know yourself.
I don't know.
Check your settings, I don't know.
It's only on the Fire Stick for some reason.
That's weird. I watched it just fine on my phone.
Well, I watched it
Or on my
fine
iPad,
yeah,
or wherever I watched
it
it.
fine on my tablet or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay, that's weird. But
Jeff Bezos is trying to censor stuff, yet Amazon makes incredibly violent shows all the time.
The Boys.
Yeah. Anywho, yes, it was incredibly violent and extremely cool. Like, I liked it a lot. What did you think?
I mean, it's got Nicolas Cage playing Dracula. I feel like when somebody approached him, it's like, hey, Nicolas Cage, we had a role that we think you might be good for. Yeah, what is it? Dracula. I'm in. Like, he probably was like, it's like, you want to play Dracula? Yes! Finally!
I know Nicolas Cage makes a lot of movies, but, you know...
Less so now, because he's handled his tax problem, so he can be more selective now and just do stuff that he's more interested in, which he's been doing the last few years.
I have to admire how much he commits to, like, everything he does, though.
Yeah, but you can tell he's really having fun with this one.
Oh, my God. He's so great.
Like, this is the kind of role he's been wanting to play for a while, I bet.
Yeah. It's so, like, cool, because, you know, you see Dracula, he's... More or less, this is kind of a sequel to the Bela Lugosi Dracula in a weird way.
I mean, at the beginning of the movie, they show them incorporated into footage from that movie, which is kind of neat.
They even have the Renfield, like, when they open up, like, the ship, and he has this, like, crazy face, except
Yeah.
it's Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah. Nowhere near as crazy as the real guy, though.
No,
that guy's face was, like, legendary. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Guy had crazy eyes.
Oh, he definitely did.
But, yeah, I mean... It's so good, and God, like, one thing I love is they show, like, Dracula, like, regenerating at the beginning of the movie, and he's just like a, I don't know, like, flesh skeleton at one point.
He's a charred husk, then he's just this, like, horrifying, like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, flesh man, flesh monster.
Half-melted flesh.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And he slowly reforms. By like the middle of the movie, he's back to normal-ish.
Yeah, so I guess the movie, like, is more or less like Renfield's been Dracula's familiar for like 100 years. He's going to these
Self-help meetings, essentially.
yeah, like group therapy for like people that are in like toxic relationships or
Yeah.
codependent.
Yeah.
I guess the main thing is.
Yep.
So But he's also like looking for people to feed to Dracula, and his idea is instead of feeding them the codependent people, the people that are in these bad relationships with these toxic people, he's finding those toxic people and feeding them to Dracula.
And his logic is, I won't feed Dracula innocents. I'll feed him all these bad people, but their blood sucks.
Yeah, and Dracula knows it, and he wants Renfield to feed him like a bus of nuns, or no, a bus of cheerleaders, or some nuns, or some children, because
It's not a sex thing.
It's not a sex thing.
He just needs pure blood.
Yeah. It's so funny when he says that.
I was like, oh, don't make it a sex thing. I just want pure blood. I half expect him to be like, I need a good vintage.
Yeah.
Good blood is like good wine.
Oh man, definitely.
You need the right vintage, though it's like reverse because you need young, pure instead of old and aged.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the sum of my wine knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know anything about wine except for some reason you have to like drink it and spit it out in a bucket when you're at a wine tasting.
Oh, you don't want to get drunk.
I guess that's true.
The whole point is to taste a bunch of wines. If you're drinking a glass of like 9 different wines, you're on the floor after a while.
I guess so.
Do you not understand simple concepts?
I'm not an alcohol connoisseur, Bill.
Well, I'm related to a lot of them, I think, apparently. So I tangentially know things.
All of them taste the same to me.
Sour.
I don't know.
Try cotton candy wine.
Cotton candy wine.
Not a fake thing, real thing. I actually tried it. Tastes like juice, which is bad because then you just drink it and die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh man. Just not a wine guy. A nice lager is good with a steak once in a while.
I mean, I never drink
Yeah.
wine.
True.
Some people get that.
There you go.
I was trying to get us back to Dracula.
Dracula. The D on the grave. But anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, this movie is like so crazy and over the top. I guess like, man, it's weird. It's like Dracula, but also drug dealers,
Yeah.
and then like police, like corrupt cops
Yep.
that are like paid off by the drug dealers.
Sure, why not?
And then Dracula trying to sort of take over the world
Well,
at one point.
He wants to. He doesn't get very far.
No, he doesn't.
Because he gets fixated on just ruining Renfield's life because Renfield tries to abandon him, and Dracula does not take kindly to that.
No, he does not. But I will say, like, the action in the movie is, like, really good. I was like, shit, this is, like, really good action. Like, there's, you know, the scene in the, I don't know, bar where Renfield is, like, being like, oh, I don't know what to do because Dracula wants me to get all these things. And he looks and he sees the table of nuns and he sees the bus of cheerleaders coming to the bar.
And he's just like, oh, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
If he knows I saw that, he'll get mad at me.
Yeah. But, like, there's, you know, Awkwafina plays, like, the one good cop that's trying to take down,
Literally, the only good cop in her precinct.
yeah. She's the Gordon of New Orleans.
I guess so. But the corrupt cops don't hate her. Everybody hates Kyle.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, is this an episode of South Park? There's a lot of fuck you Kyles in this movie.
It must have been there subconsciously.
Yeah. It's like, that guy's name is Kyle. Fuck you, Kyle. Yeah, so John Ralphio tries to kill Awkwafina in the middle of this, like, I don't know, pub or restaurant. And then there's a pretty good fight scene where Renfield has to eat bugs to get power. And
Which is kind of from like the old stuff where it's just
Yeah.
like, you could have lives. Tiny, insignificant lives. It's so gross.
it is gross.
Oh, so disgusting.
There's a scene where he eats a lot of bugs, and then it's like, is there something in my teeth? There's something in all your teeth.
Oh, God. It was... I could look at all the gore, but at that moment I was like, oh, I can't look at that. Oh, so
The movie
gross.
is pretty gory. But man, that scene in the restaurant where he like throws like the serving dish and like cuts off the guy's arms and stuff. It's like, holy shit, this is crazy. But I guess just some of the other moments, speaking of the fight scenes, there's a scene where Renfield pulls off this guy's arms and then like beats up a bunch of other guys with those arms.
Yeah.
And then like impales 2 other guys with those arms. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
This movie is like hilarious and like so violent at the same time. It's really good. I'm glad they're making more movies like this lately. They're really fun and cool.
Well, unfortunately, I think everyone's gonna keep seeing Super Mario Bros. So don't expect anything more like this.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, this movie feels this. You just make one of these. Not 9 sequels. Don't start a dark universe off of this. Don't start a dark universe at all, Universal. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I would agree with that. Like, it's nice to watch a movie that's one and done. But if you were going to start a dark universe, imagine if this was the starting movie.
And then you just have Nicolas Cage as your Dracula?
Yeah. Because, I mean, the way they kill Dracula in this movie is, like, pretty ridiculous.
Oh, they pinata his ass.
Yeah.
They get him trapped in, like, a magic circle made of cocaine that did not attract any cocaine bears, unfortunately.
No, it did not.
But then they just find every blunt, violent instrument and just eviscerate, dismember, burn, holy water him, acid him, concrete him, then just throw him in a sewer or something.
Yeah, they put all his body parts in like ice cubes made out of cement and then like pour them down a sewer, and then it's just like, I don't even think this will kill him. I've seen him come back from a lot of shit.
And, you know, I guess you could say that that's sort of a sequel, Luke. Just the idea that, you know, he probably isn't dead.
Yeah.
Because Dracula is notoriously hard to kill.
Yeah, but at the
Traditionally, it's you gotta pale him in the chest and cut off his head. That's
right.
That's in the book.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was what.
Those are the rules for vampires.
Yes.
Sometimes too with like Dracula lore, you know, sometimes you see things where there are like multiple vampires. Then there's some other things where it's like Dracula is like the only vampire and that's it. Like he can't make other vampires.
It wasn't really clear if he could make other vampires here.
Yeah.
He mostly just gave his power and made familiars.
Yeah. It's like he could give a portion of his power to people. Man, and John Ralphio became a familiar in the movie.
Right. Who the hell's John Ralphio?
He's from Parks and Recreation. He's the character Ben Schwartz plays, and now and forever people know that he's John Ralphio.
I don't know him as that.
Well, you didn't watch Parks and Recreation.
I'm sure there's lots of people that didn't watch that show.
Yes, it's the Ben Schwartz character, because every time I see him in live action, I'm like, John Ralphio.
Okay, then.
Yeah. He's like a recurring character in that show.
He's not even a main character. You've typecast him to something that wasn't even a main character?
He shows up enough and he's memorable enough that if you ever watch the show, you'll be like, oh, I get it now.
And what are the odds of me ever watching that
I
show?
don't know. You should watch it. It's actually really good. I usually don't care for those, I don't know, pseudo-documentary sitcoms, but
no.
this one is
I can't watch
way
that
better
stuff.
than a lot of the ones I've seen.
I can't watch that stuff.
Yeah. It's not like awkward like The Office is. It's just like genuinely funny.
Do people actually think The Office is funny?
People love that show.
I've noticed that. I tried. I couldn't get into it.
I've seen clips of it, and there are funny moments in it, but as a whole, it's like, it's not really for me. But Parks and Rec,
I mean,
I
yeah.
love that show.
Look, everyone's got their own style of humor that they like.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a wide range of style of humor I like, but I guess it doesn't really cross into that whatever The Office is threshold.
Yeah. The Muppets did The Office, and it was pretty good.
Nobody liked that show.
I liked it,
I liked it too.
even though I watched it like 5 years too late.
Well, maybe if you watched it when it aired, we could have got a second season.
I didn't know about it.
There's no way I didn't tell you about it.
Well, whatever. We're supposed to be talking about Renfield.
I know.
And I guess because I kept saying John Ralphio, you're like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Throwing me for a loop, dude.
Yeah.
All right, back to Renfield. I'll say this. I mentioned to you before, right after we watched the movie, I thought all of Nicolas Cage's Dracula wardrobe was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
There was some of it was so ridiculous, like the crazy red velvet outfit. But like when he just has like the proper full like Dracula cape and stuff, I'm like, That's fucking Dracula.
Yeah.
There's no like, well, it's the modern day, so we gotta put him in like a badass leather long coat or whatever the hell that Drake guy was wearing in Blade fucking Trinity.
I was just gonna mention that.
Worst version of Dracula I've seen. I'm sure there's worse versions, but that's probably the worst I've seen.
Yeah. There's always assisted living Dracula from Aquatine. I almost said it the wrong way, but I corrected myself. Anyway.
It's the second time you've referenced Aquatine.
When I think of Dracula, I think of Aquatine Hunger Force, just because Shake is always saying to me, well, Dracula's coming tonight, and I said, okay.
That's two Dracula references.
That was even worse than referencing Aquatine.
More people get that reference.
Aquatine's a gem of a show, and it just won't go away, and it's great because it won't.
So back to Renfield.
Yes. I guess one aspect of Dracula in this movie that I've never seen in anything is his blood can heal people.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah.
It's kind of a plot point.
Yeah.
Can even resurrect the dead. How convenient.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy that happened. Man, those people.
You got a room full of people that got massacred and then they're just alive again at the end.
Yeah, they're like, no, we've seen some things, some horrible things.
Well, that one guy,
nobody should have ever seen.
What the hell did he see?
I don't know.
I guess he didn't go somewhere good.
I don't know. The afterlife is even weirder than people think it is.
I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. This was a fun movie. I don't know how many people are actually going to see it, but
I hope more people see it because it is definitely worth your time.
we need more different things.
Yeah.
As much as I've enjoyed superhero stuff, I'm tired.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying, I every time I see a trailer for an MCU thing, I'm not like one of those people that's like, ugh, the MCU, I hate it now. And or like, yeah, I can't wait. I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired. Why am I so tired? I see this, I get tired.
I think it's just because of like the glut and the fact that at least with like the most recent MCU movie, it's just like, wait, I have to watch like a TV show to get what's happening now? No, I'm done. I'll be back when Wolverine shows up.
Deadpool 3 next year.
Yeah, that's literally my rule now. It's like I don't care about any of this stuff until Wolverine's there. I don't care about the rest. I just care about Wolverine.
Certainly don't care about Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
Certainly. But, I mean, freaking Nicolas Cage played Dracula. That was so cool. He would probably try to play Dracula again if given the chance. I saw a snippet from an interview where he apparently wants to. He's like, oh, I gotta do more.
Nice. I mean, he was really good, and it was kind of like this whole movie kind of reminded me a little bit of like What We Do in the Shadows.
Never seen it.
Yeah, that's like a vampire show, but like I don't know, like a lot more like amped up and just like, what if What We Do in the Shadows was like an action movie? And I'm like, okay, I could get behind this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie's hilarious and cool and has a lot of really good action scenes in it.
And some fun little homages to the 1931 movie.
Yeah, which is really cool. Like I know they showed some of those scenes in the trailer, but like I just like totally forgot about it. And then when we were watching the movie, I was like, hey, that's so cool that they did that.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a fun touch.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know what else to say about Renfield except go see it. Go see cool, violent, rated R movies.
So we can get more.
Yes.
Look, John Wick can't carry the load alone, damn it.
Yeah. Because they're cool.
I mean, to be fair.
How many movies do you get to see a man rip off another man's arms and then beat him up with it?
Not enough.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? This isn't even the only Dracula movie out this year.
Yeah.
Universal's distributing another one, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which looks kind of cool in of itself. It's a completely different tone. It's actually more horror-based. someone finally said, hey, what if we tried to make Dracula scary again?
Yeah.
What a novel concept. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like this weird, fun Nicolas Cage Dracula.
He's kind of scary.
Yeah, but, you know, this is still a dark comedy.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm also down for, creepy demon Dracula in the freaking shadows. That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, not fun. Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting and scary. Maybe not too scary. Who knows?
Remains to be seen.
You can watch a movie about the boat, and then you're going to be like, I just dropped anchor. I got to go.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
But with that being said, go see Renfield. It's cool. And that's the Out of Touch podcast for this week. One day I'll learn how to end these.
He wants to suck your blood.
Let's eat.